What's going on, Walking Dead family? I am the Viking, and this is my review for The Walking Dead Season 2, Episode 2 of World Beyond. Now, last week's episode was okay. I wasn't that impressed. But this week's episode was much, much better. We got to see more of the CRM, them experimenting on walkers or empties, whatever you want to call them. Elizabeth being very, very ruling over Dr. Leo Bennett and Lila. So, yeah, I really like this one. I thought it was very interesting. We got to pick up where Silas is right now. He's closer to the CRM too. And yeah, I thought it was a lot better. I like the references to the CRM and learning more about them because that's what this show was supposed to be about, was, interacting with the CRM and seeing the group that took Rick Grimes and hopefully leading into the Rick Grimes trilogy whenever that happens. Now, we have not seen Jadis yet. She was in the last trailer, but she hasn't popped up yet, and she's not in episode 3, so we'll have to wait for her. We open this episode with Hope's birthday, and she's having a celebration breakfast with her dad, but of course, the two of them can't really celebrate that much because Felix and Iris are still out there, and then here's Dr. Leo. Here we see Dr. Leo Bennett and Lila, who we learn later on in the episode is a mole. But in last week's episode, Iris killed a CRM soldier, and this is pretty bad because if the CRM find this guy's body, then they know that there's people out there, and then they'll be on their tails, they'll know exactly where they are, what location, so they try and hide the body, but they don't get time to because the rest of the CRM soldiers are on the way. Then a walker comes at them, and they can't really make too much noise because the CRM soldiers will hear them, so Felix has to hold this walker while Iris makes a pretty good shot from a distance and kills the walker, and they get away in the end. But the CRM are on their tails big time, and the CRM are looking for them. They're not looking for them to keep them safe or anything like that. They want to know how much information that they know, and also Dr. Leo Bennett is asking a lot of hard questions at the CRM, which we will get to, and Elizabeth isn't too impressed by this, so he would want to be very careful. But then we get them kind of talking, taking down some walkers. They're looking for some walkers that look like them in terms of their body shape because their plan is to dress up the walker like them and then put the walker somewhere that the CRM finds, and then the CRM will think, oh, that's who we're looking for, that's them. So that's what they try and do. But then Iris is struggling with PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, walkers and stuff like this. And this awesome shot from the trailer was a vision or a nightmare thing. It wasn't even real, which I was very disappointed about because I thought the CRM soldiers were disguising themselves as walkers and going into communities. Now they still could be, but then that would make the World Beyond a supernatural show rather than a Walking Dead drama show because then Iris predicted the future. So they dress up this walker and then they throw it down a cliff for the CRM to find, which they do later in the episode and actually comes in handy. But then Silas, here he is. He was picked up by the CRM at the end of last season, of course, and now he has a pretty bad job. He just has to clean up walkers all day long. And we meet this new character here, and I forget his name already, I do apologize, but we find out in this episode that he actually was Hook's boyfriend, and something happened between the two of them where Hook had to be sent out on assignment, and he basically is out here with these kids watching them take down walkers day by day. And also he said that he fixes the helicopters and he goes back and forth to the CRM location or the headquarters. So yeah, some shit went on between Hook and him that we haven't seen yet, but I'm sure we will in the next few episodes as the season goes on. But then Silas meets these other guys, or maybe there's another girl there as well. I think 2 guys and a girl. And what they do basically is they attract walkers every few weeks with music and lights and stuff like that, and then wipe them out. It's actually not a bad idea. And then what these guys do is they clean up the walkers, they put them in whatever trailers and send them away to get burned or whatever happens, and then they do it again. So it's their way of taking out walkers or maybe bringing walkers in for the scientists to experiment on. I'm not too sure, but the group have aspirations of joining the CRM army someday, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like they're just out here doing kind of the dirty work that nobody else wants to do. Then we get Dr. Leo Bennett storms into Elizabeth's office looking for answers. Of course, his daughter is still out there. Iris, Felix is there as well. He has Hope back, but he's not impressed with the CRM and their tactics to get Hope to the CRM. This big kind of secret mission with Hook undercover, bringing them across the country, being in danger, and he's not impressed with the antics of Elizabeth, and he's pretty strong with her here. He's very vocal, but then Elizabeth kind of, stands up to him and kind of more or less threatens Dr. Leo Bennett. And Dr. Leo Bennett is slowly learning that the CRM are bad people and not to be trusted, but he has to play along with this game, because if he doesn't, he could be killed, he could be wiped out, and they'll get rid of him. He's probably lucky that he's a scientist right now and he's very brainy, or he would probably be dead right now. The serum kind of need him for the future. But then again, I think they would rather have Hope and Iris right now, the next generation of scientists, than have him, who's going to be there asking questions and questions. So he could be in danger pretty soon. But I do like this actor. I think he's a brilliant actor. He's probably the best actor on The World Beyond. His scenes are brilliant, and in season 1 he didn't have that much to do, so I'm glad this season he's getting more screen time. And I actually think and I predict that he will try and upset the CRM from the inside. He will try and just hurt them, to get his family out there, because they're not to be trusted whatsoever. And I could see Dr. Leo Bennett sacrifice himself by the end of this season for his daughters and for Felix and for Will, and maybe he leaves some sort of information that Rick Grimes finds, and he can use that in the movies against the CRM, because the CRM are bad people. But also, Elizabeth mentioned a general in this episode, General Beale, who is a character that we have not seen yet. And I don't think we will see this character. I think they're setting up this character for the Rick Grimes films. I think this will be the villain for that movies, is this General Beale of the CRM. He's higher up than Elizabeth. He's Elizabeth's boss. So I think Rick Grimes will come across that character. Now, what is Rick up to? Is he doing work like Silas? I don't think so. I think Rick has had to play the game for the last 7 years. I think he's there. I don't know if he's a soldier or a cop. I think he's living within the CRM. I think, he's playing face with them all. He's playing a character because he probably knows how bad these people are. He probably slowly realizes that, or maybe Jadis has him told. And if he goes to them, I've got a community, I've got a family, Alexandria, that puts them in danger. So I think that Rick Grimes is there and he's playing a game until he can hit them hard, or maybe he's building up a revolution to escape and attack them, or to kill the main general. I don't know, but I don't think Rick is there talking about Alexandria or Hilltop or the Kingdom or any of these locations, because that would put them in so much danger. Then we have Hope going through the CRM, looking at the cameras, the security, what way it's set up, and she's writing all this information down, probably just as a way maybe to escape, or when Iris gets there and Felix, that they have some information that they can use to get out of the CRM, because obviously she does not trust them either because of what they did to her. And then with the campus colony falling down, and then Omaha, once they learn about these things, slowly but surely they will realize that the CRM is bad. But then her father's girlfriend, Lila, meets Hope and gives her a handshake, and we get to see that she has a CRM tattoo. So that showed to me straight away that she's not to be trusted. She's definitely brainwashed by the CRM and will do anything for them. And she gives her kind of a tour of the CRM location. Then more shots of Silas and the group he's with right now doing cleanup duty. I did like Silas in season 1. I really, really did. He was interesting enough character. I loved when he kind of went crazy and just kind of beat up walkers and people and stuff like that, because he was very much able for the zombie apocalypse, unlike some other characters. But then Hope writing down information, the security cameras, stuff like that, and she's I don't know what our end game is right now, but again, there's only 8 episodes left for this season, guys, and this is the last season for The World Beyond, so it needs to set up the Rick Grimes movies. It needs to add in Jadis as well and tell her backstory. It also needs to show the kind of the finale for these characters, because some of them will die, some of them will live, and probably we'll get to see them maybe in Tales of the Walking Dead, which is a brand new spin-off, or maybe they could pop up in Fear the Walking Dead or the main show or in the movies, which would be pretty cool as well. But Lila gives Hope a tour of the serum and talks about the experiments, trying to find a cure, what makes the walkers tick and stuff like that. That was very, very interesting. And then we're interested in this new character, Mason, who seems to be a love interest right now for Hope. Is he another character that's undercover for the CRM, trying to find out more information from Hope, trying to just get her to like him and stuff like that? She'll open up. I think that could be a possibility. But yeah, this character, he's okay. I don't really like him off the bat. The two of them kind of have some humor together, chemistry, flirting and stuff like that. So yeah, that's all teenage stuff that you could probably expect from teenagers. But does it have a place in this show with 8 episodes to go? I don't know. I'm not too interested in it, to be honest. But But we got a scene with Lila and Elizabeth, and we got to find out that Lila is undercover for the CRM and is a fake girlfriend for Dr. Leo Bennett. But you can tell that she's getting feelings for Dr. Leo Bennett, so I wouldn't be surprised if Elizabeth kills off this character because she knows too much and she might be getting soft on her. But they talk about a new subject coming in, and we got shots of this kind of person who's now a walker, of course, in season 1 as well, where they were experimenting on this person, this walker, and we got to find out that this person walker is actually a doctor from Portland. So why would they kill a doctor? What happened to this doctor? Did he know too much? Did he ask too many questions and they just killed him and used him as a subject? Or did he get bit? I don't know. I want to know. I want to get this explained to me. But then Elizabeth and Lila talk about a new subject coming in. So what kind of subject? Why are they so interested in that? You know, and there's also references there towards that General Beale character, who I don't think we'll see in the show, but maybe in the Rick Grimes movies. But then we go to the Perimeter, which is the location that Will, Felix, and Iris are at, which is kind of an off branch to the CRM. They're a community that lives there. The CRM lets them live there. They probably trade and stuff like that. And, you know, they probably do some jobs for them and small things like that. But the CRM show up. Elizabeth shows up because the dead CRM soldier was probably very close to this location. So Elizabeth's thinking, oh, maybe that Hope, Will, and Felix are in this location. This is where we can find them. And it actually was a very tense scene because Elizabeth's in this house with the leader of this community, and behind the curtain or the background there is actually Felix, Iris, and Will. Sorry, Felix's boyfriend, Will. So, you know, it was very tense there because Elizabeth was walking around and it looked like she was going to peel the curtain back. The CRM soldiers were around and it just looked to be getting pretty bad. And also I think there was some notebooks on the table belonging to Iris with CRM logos on them and stuff like that. So yeah, that was pretty tense. But then they get a call saying they found a body. And their plan has worked because they dressed up that walker in their clothes and they threw the walker off the cliff. So the CRM found that and they think that's them. So then the CRM go to see this body to see if it actually is them, and they're safe. So that was a pretty tense moment right there, but our characters are safe for now in this location. But, you know, it just shows you how controlling the CRM are, how much power they have, how much fear they put into people. You know, they have these weapons, they have these vehicles. Elizabeth's pretty scary. So yeah, that was a pretty good scene. Then we get a scene between Hope and Lila again, where Lila is kind of talking about Hope's father and how much of a good guy he is and all that kind of stuff. And then she shows Hope these videos of the CRM and the experiments they've been working on and what they've found out, what kind of information. And it was very, very interesting because Dr. Leo Bennett's part, he's talking about like they can kind of dictate the walkers, what they're kind of feeling, you know, if they're kind of maybe put certain feelings inside of them and put a virus into them so it could kill them off. And that's actually interesting because if they come up with this virus to put into walkers that will make them decay faster and kill them off faster and then get rid of walkers all around the world, or in America, wherever the zombie apocalypse is, I'm sure it is in the world as well, then, you know, that could go bad as well. You could have walkers that turn worse than actually what they had planned. Imagine you had walkers, because of these experiments, turned into fast walkers, or walkers like season 1 where they were a little bit fast and they were able to jump over things and they thought things out. That would be very, very scary. So it can go two ways. It could work or it could be pretty bad and enhance walkers even more, which could be the next phase for the Walking Dead universe because the main show is ending. And if the CRM were to create a new kind of zombie, that would be interesting for the Rick Grimes movies, for Fear as the seasons go on, the spin-offs. That would just be very interesting. So look, if it can go one way, it can also go the other way, which is pretty bad. But this episode, I did like it. It was a lot more information about the CRM. This stuff about the experiments and what the scientists do and what the CRM do and just being inside the CRM is just interesting, guys. I really, really like it. I think season 1 should have been more of that, and this season should definitely be more of it as well. But guys, did you like this episode of The Walking Dead World Beyond Season 2, Episode 2? Let me know below. Don't forget to give a thumbs up. Come follow me on all the social medias, Movies That Matter, and subscribe to the channel for all this Walking Dead news, reviews, theories, and breakdown videos like this. Guys, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.